The success of one protest movement appears to have inspired another. The Cockroach Janta Party or CJP transformed an online campaign over the NEET paper leak into a nationwide movement that eventually saw the education minister resign. Now, a new organization, the E20 Janta Party, is attempting something similar. Its issue is ethanol-blended petrol. The group wants consumers to have the option of buying 100% petrol alongside ethanol-blended fuel. It is also demanding the resignation of Union Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari. So, is India witnessing the rise of a new style of digital pressure politics? Hi, I'm Nupur and you are watching Control Z, your cheat code to navigating adulthood. The first thing to understand is that the E20 Janta Party says this is not an anti-ethanol campaign. Its members insist they are not demanding the withdrawal of ethanol blending, nor are they asking for subsidies or cheaper fuel. Instead, they say the issue is consumer choice. Their argument is simple. If consumers want ethanol-blended petrol, they should be free to buy it. But if others want conventional petrol, they should have that option too. In other words, the campaign isn't asking the government to abandon its ethanol policy. It's asking the government to offer alternatives. The group has laid out 4 major demands. First, it wants ordinary petrol pumps to sell 100% petrol alongside E20 fuel. Second, it wants fuel pumps to display clear labels showing exactly what blend is being sold. Third, it wants the government to publish comprehensive data on the cost, benefit and long-term impact of ethanol blending. And fourth, it wants independent scientific studies into fuel efficiency, engine performance, emissions and maintenance cost across different categories of vehicles. The campaign also goes a step further politically. It has demanded the resignation of Union Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari, arguing that the current policy has been implemented without giving consumers adequate choice. The campaign appears to have struck a chord online. Within hours of launching, the E20 Janta Party claimed to have attracted more than 25,000 followers on X. The movement is no longer confined to social media. Sections of the transport industry have also begun lending support. The Delhi Taxi and Tourist Transporters and Tour Operators Association has announced a march to the Parliament on 4th August. The association argues that ethanol-blended fuel has reduced mileage, increased maintenance cost and affected engine performance, particularly in older vehicles. Taxi operators say that even a small drop in fuel efficiency can have a significant impact because their vehicles cover hundreds of kilometers every day. For commercial drivers, fuel costs are often their single biggest operating expense. The government, however, rejects the claim that there is a widespread problem. Responding to a question in the Parliament, Minister of State for Petroleum, Suresh Gopi, said the government has not received widespread or substantiated complaints linking ethanol-blended petrol to vehicle performance issues. That means the government believes the available evidence does not support the claims being made by the critiques of the policy. This is where the debate becomes more complicated. One side says everyday users are experiencing lower mileage and higher maintenance cost. The others say those claims are not backed by sufficient nationwide evidence. Now there is another important issue at the center of this debate: choice. Today, motorists who want ethanol-free petrol have very limited options. Some fuel stations sell premium 100-octane petrol, but it is available only at select outlets and costs far more than regular fuel. That makes it inaccessible for most consumers. The E20 Janta Party argues that if ethanol blending is genuinely beneficial, consumers should still be allowed to choose between different fuels rather than having one option become the default. Supporters of the government's ethanol program, however, make a very different argument. They point out that blending ethanol reduces India's dependence on import crude oil, support domestic ethanol production, and helps diversify the country's fuel mix. From the government's perspective, ethanol blending is not simply a fuel policy. It is part of a broader strategy. Offering large-scale parallel fuel systems, they argue, could complicate logistics and slow the transition. The debate over ethanol blending is no longer just about fuel. It has become a debate about consumer choice versus national policy. Should the government prioritize a uniform transition to cleaner domestically produced fuel, or should consumers retain the freedom to decide what goes into their vehicle? That question may ultimately determine whether the E20 Janta Party remains just another online campaign or becomes India's next major public movement.